today I'm reviewing the COSRX Balancium Comfort Ceramide Cream. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so if you want to help keep the channel independent, check out my products at the Amazon link below or at nobsbeauty.com. So, this is a newer product from COSRX. They've been dropping a lot of products recently, and I've got more coming soon from Korea, so I'll definitely be reviewing more from them. But anyway, so this was one I've been meaning to check out for quite a while, and finally have got a chance to try it out yet. So I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. And just a teaser to the end of this video. Something happened with this product that never happens with anything else, so stay tuned. Anyway, so my first criteria is packaging, and they've done a nice job packaging this in an opaque squeeze tube. Yeah, I really like it. Tube is good for protecting the beneficial ingredients from exposure to light and air, and also it's not a jar, so you're not digging your fingers in there. So it's kind of interesting. When COSRX first came out, they had a lot of products that were jar packaged, and now they've kind of transferred them into tube packaging. So hopefully maybe they saw that people did not like the jar packaging, so they transferred them into something else. So anyway, so very nice on the packaging. My second criteria is alcohol, and this does not contain any of the denatured or drying alcohols. It does contain cetearyl alcohol, which is a good fatty type of alcohol, so no issues at all with that. My third criteria is fragrance, and for the most part, this doesn't have any fragrance, and it really doesn't have much of a scent at all. However, the very last ingredient is bergamot oil, which is primarily used for fragrance to give things a bit of a scent to it. So I really wish they would have left that out, because otherwise they almost had a perfect product here. But they chose to include that, unfortunately. For the most part, most people won't have any issues with it, especially since it's the last ingredient. But if you have very sensitive skin or a very, very sensitive nose, you could have potential issues with it. But for the most part, no one's going to have a problem for that with that small amount. So anyway, my fourth criteria is the manufacturing location, and this is made in Korea. So again, no issues with that. My fifth criteria is ease of use, and it's very easy to use. If you use this during your skincare routine on your face, you're going to want to use this as the very last step because it is pretty thick. If you use this too early on and apply other products over it, they're just not going to be able to penetrate through how thick this cream is. So it does a very nice job of sealing in anything else you use before it. And kind of letting those things absorb and protecting the skin. If you use this during the nighttime, will certainly help protect your skin from moisture loss while you're sleeping, especially if you live in a dry climate or have a dry winter like we do in Minnesota. So it works very well for that, kind of sealing everything in. And for the most part, I typically only use this in my evening routine. For my morning routine, I've just found this was way too thick. A lot of sunscreens didn't work well over it. Although if you have very, very dry skin, perhaps, and don't use a lot of other products, this could work for you. But for me, it just was too thick and really didn't work well under most of my foundations or sunscreens. But for the evening, I really love it for that. So yeah, so for the most part, easy to use. Play with it if you're going to use it in your morning routine, and give yourself a little extra time the very first day you use it, because you might need to make some adjustments in your routine to fit this into your morning routine. My sixth criteria is antioxidants, and it's got a lot of them. It's got Centella asiatica leaf water. I'm getting really good at saying that. I think I'm saying it right, too. Sunflower seed oil. It's got a ceramide in there. Beeswax is in there, lecithin's in there, palm oil, niacinamide, sodium hyaluronate, asiaticoside, asiatic acid, and metacassic acid, which are all ingredients derived from the Centella asiatica plant, the Cica plant. And they're all good for skin healing and skin soothing and helping repair your skin barrier. So it's loaded with good antioxidants, beneficial ingredients, and hydrating ingredients. So they really did a good job in terms of the formula. And now if you look at my hand after it's had a minute or two, it's absorbed a lot more. So very good on that. My seventh criteria is animal testing. And as far as everything I've read, COSRX is cruelty-free. It's always a little bit tricky to find out a lot of information on some of these Korean skincare brands, but from my reading today, they're cruelty-free, so that's always a good thing. My 8th criteria is performance, and I find this to be very hydrating. If you have very oily skin, you might not appreciate this as much because of how hydrating it is. Morning routine, it didn't perform the best just because of the thickness of it. But if you have a damaged skin barrier, this will certainly help repair it and soothe it. And this can be a little thick and a little bit too much for those with acne-prone skin. In fact, the first time I used this, I had a couple breakouts from it just because of how thick it is. And it definitely has a tendency to kind of clog pores. The texture is very similar to their PHA moisture cream, or I think it's their PHA barrier cream, which also I liked, but my skin didn't love it as much. I think it's got to be the beeswax in there. Also, it's got butylene glycol and cetyl alcohol, which can all be potential breakout causers. So, but in terms of the other ingredients, they're not really much else in there that's kind of a known acne causer. But I just think that beeswax, for some people's skin, can just be too much or too thick for the skin. But in terms of performance, otherwise, it does a nice job hydrating skin and helping repair the skin barrier. So my 9th criteria is the price, and the full size is $26. And for 2.82 ounces, which is a giant tube of this, which will last a very long time. For the most part, I think I'm planning on using it on just dry patches on my neck or arms or legs, because it does a nice job kind of helping to heal like dry patches or redness or flaky skin. For the most part, I think that's probably what I'll be using the most of this tube for. But you know, it would have been awesome if they would have included a flip cap instead of having to unscrew it every time. But that's just a side note. And then my 10th criteria, which is the it factor, and I was close to really loving this one. It has a lot of good things, good beneficial ingredients, good ingredients in here, but I really wish they'd have left out that bergamot oil, because then it could be really a good skin soothing product, especially for something when they're claiming it's good for helping heal and soothe skin. Why include fragrance at all? I don't know why they did that. Had they not done that, though, I definitely would have been giving this a better 10 out of 10 probably for this product. But yeah, overall, it's a good product. I'll definitely be using it. Probably not on my face so much because of that beeswax, but other areas on my body where they get super dry, I'll definitely be using this. And overall, this got an 8 out of 10 on the Sarah score scale, which is still pretty good. Just one slight mishap, but overall, it's got a lot of good things for your skin, so worth checking out. Anyway, so I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to check this out yet. And if you have, what your thoughts are, or if you've tried anything else out from COSRX, what's your favorite product from COSRX, and why do you love it so much? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Check out nobsbeauty.com and the Amazon link below. And thank you guys so much.